start this by saying, can we all address that Black Myth is an excellent game, but it needs some work and some polishing. A lot of people are going to get mad. A lot of people getting their tiki torches and their staffs right now, but when some time to explain, maybe everybody could be on the same page. Okay, the discrepancies that we're talking about. I have to do this on my phone because I don't know how to do things on the PlayStation 5 yet. Yeah, I suck. Okay, the discrepancies. I made at least 60 tries of this video. I don't know. Let's just try this one more time. Discrepancies are most of the things in the game are counterintuitive. They don't work with each other, or they just simply don't work when you reach a high enough threshold. For instance, we could go to the centipede armor. Oh, that's not that. Centipede armor. And, do I have 4? Yes, I have 4. And if you can see by my brew, I am I still have testing on for testing purposes. I don't, this game. So, when you reach a high enough threshold, the centipede armor just, I guess, becomes aesthetic use only. You can just use it for aesthetic, because when you drink the gourd, you don't poison yourself, because your poison reduction is higher than the threshold, which makes no sense. A lot of people will say, well, just lower your poison reduction. I shouldn't have to restrict myself or for getting better or leveling up. That shouldn't be a thing. If anything, the poison should be imbued on the staff. You should have gave us a staff that procs poison, a staff that procs frost or chill, or staffs that proc thunder and fire. That would have been more sufficient. And a lot of people are gonna say, well, you do have a staff that applies thunder. You have to be in the thunder state. Oh, we're talking about this staff, right? Well, when your thunder threshold is above, you don't get thunder state anymore, meaning it's just a staff. It doesn't do anything extra, doesn't give you thunder, it doesn't proc thunder, it's just a staff now. So to put this behind New Game Plus and to make this one of, I'm guessing, the highest base staffs out there, and for it not to do anything once you reach a high enough threshold. So you will hear people say, okay, for the centipede armor, you would need to reduce your damage reduction, your poison reduction. And then people would say, okay, well, to use this staff, you'll need to reduce your thunder reduction. It's counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense. So I have to make myself weaker to basically make myself stronger. So what's the sense of getting stronger if I'm getting weaker to get stronger? Diabolical. Another thing that a lot of people feel, well, they ain't, I picture a lot of people don't use this armor, so they don't really get to complain about it. But I looked at the armor, the Archer Battle Robe. Now, I know all of us can read, and I don't know all of us can count. All of us. So with this being, and this, the Serpent Scale and the Ultra Battle Robe, both need 3 pieces on to apply a unique effect, or to get the buff that the buff, the armor set buff, which doesn't really do anything significant for you. You're not in water most of the time, so I'm guessing for a water fight, situational, you'll put this on, but you're not going to be wearing this most of the time. Red silk robe of opulence massively reduces the stamina cost of jumping. Really? Of jumping? Of jumping. So you're not going to basically use that armor set. And then we have this. You have to wear 3 pieces of armor. It's the same as most of them. But you have to wear 3 pieces of armor to get the armor set buff, which by all means makes you probably the weakest person who ever stepped foot in this game. A snake could probably bite you and you'll probably die. Why? Because you're sacrificing everything, I mean everything, for 1 buff, which is Raging Sandstorm. So let's just, switch things up real quick. I can put the Bull King mask, and I can put Bull King Swan Arrow, and I could put the bracers, Wukong's bracers, and his feet armor. He don't wear no socks. Now, a lot of people would say, okay, well, you just put 2 different armor sets on, but there's a lot going on. And, for people who don't really understand, let me just, give you a little bit of a little knock on your head real quick. The Bull King mask, just from 1 piece of armor, you're getting 2 buffs. You're getting grants moderate focus upon taking damage, and if the destined one is under the effect of tenacity, grants more focus. And upon taking damage, temporarily grants moderate defense. That's 2 buffs from 1 thing that you're wearing. Another, the Bull King torso. Good, has some of the highest defenses, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters is that we're activating the 2-piece armor set buff. Upon taking damage, temporarily grants moderate defense. We only need 2 pieces for that. Now you can also, you have Wukong's. And hold on, sorry. Let me equip, because you need to equip the Jutsu Bang, because it also counts as something. So now with this, I have, for a short duration after casting a spell, increases critical chance. The same thing. And if you wanted to switch it up you can get more buffs. You can rock Iron Solid, the Iron Tough Greaves, and the feet, and you can wear the arm gauntlets, which the arm gauntlets is giving you another 2 for 1. So let's just say you're rocking this set. You have 4 buffs coming in. 2 from this and 2 from this. That's 4 buffs compared to 1 buff, just so you could give your duplicates damage reduction. To me, it's counterintuitive. It makes no sense. And another thing, the good old Wukong stance. Can we talk about that? I don't see a lot of people talking about that. Oh, and the Yaksha, one of the best looking armor sets, if not the best armor sets in the game. Limits you to pillar stances. You do extra damage, but you do more when you're doing sweeping gale and churning gale. And a lot of people are not really doing that because you're really going to rely on your smash technique, or you're really going to rely on your thrust stance, and the thrust stance gets you out of danger. Now with the thrust stance, you're always going to use that mostly, just to get you out of danger, because it gives you the tactical retreat, and you mix it up with the smash stance. You're not really going to, I think that's just for aesthetic use only. Then if somebody smacks your bar hard enough, it's just gonna make you fall. So it's a good armor set, but it kind of limits you. Then we get to the big boy of them all, the big mess up, the Wukong stance. Beating the game on New Game Plus 3 times gives you all 18 relics. All 18 relics means that I would have figured that you felt like a god. But no, don't, and mind you, I'm doing this with one hand, so, just please bear with me. I don't feel like a god, or neither are you a god. And if you can see my meter building up, I'm Daquan. I'm not Wukong in any way, shape, or form. You have to build your meter up. I'm doing this with one hand. Please forgive me. You have to build your meter up. Oh, I'm not even wearing dark. The video had cut while I was explaining being Daquan, not Wukong. So, let me just drink some juice real quick so you can see. As you can see, on the bottom right, my focus meter is filled all the way up past that little threshold. But you can see there's a tiny mark, and you have to pass that. I'm doing this on one hand, so still, please bear with me. So upon doing that, I'm looking in my phone while playing. But while doing that, can I lock on? Okay. So while doing this, once you activate, you get the Wukong stance, and you finally become a Wukong. And granted, that's okay. That is, no, I'm lying. That's not okay. Because this should be, how can I say, unlocked when you finish New Game Plus 3 times. It should be a stance in itself. I'm stuck. I shouldn't have to work for it. Shouldn't have to build 4 focus points again. And then the kicker of it is it only lasts 60 seconds. So you're Wukong for 60 seconds. And then, as you see from the bottom right, after 60 seconds, you're Daquan again. And that really holds no merit, because you feel the same as when you started. there, there, you're doing the same thing from when you started the game. Hit them, dodge out the way. You have more stamina. You do more attacks now and more damage. Yeah, but it's still the same because in New Game Plus, their defenses is higher. So I don't understand why the Wukong stance was, I guess, not implemented. Well, implemented, but not permanently. Because even with that, I still can't build a 4 focus meter. So let- let's just hold it. Can't build a 4 focus meter. You have to fight and, fight to build your focus meter. Now, some people might not find that, whatever, but I feel that most of those people are people who only beat the game on regular mode and not New Game Plus 3 times. And when you do that, you could compare it to a game like Devil May Cry, where you unlock unlimited double trigger after beating the game 4 times. Um, I'm pretty sure that's how I would want to feel after I went through all of this. So, give you guys just a quick vid of what I'm able to do in Devil May Cry after beating the game 4 times.
Now, a lot of people who play Black Myth aren't probably aren't probably able going to be keeping up with the combos in Devil May Cry because it's a fast action fast game. But that's not besides the point. The point are they're rewarding you for actually beating the game and doing what you're supposed to do. You're not getting a beneficial, you know, you're not really getting superficial help. Now, if I wanted to, we can end this man's whole career. But it's the enjoyment of knowing that you can do it because you worked for it. I didn't just beat the game on easy. That, as you can see, I know the combos. The combos are integrated in my head. I haven't played this game for a year. I have not played it for a year, but the combos are integrated in my head, meaning I played it enough to know what I need to do. There's stuff in here that some people who played it for years still don't know how to do. People's There's stuff people do not know how to do in this game after having this game for several years. But there's people who beat it once, never played it again. But the people who beat this and wanted to
For the people who wanted double trigger and wanted to unlock it and beat the game as much time as it took to unlock it, it felt rewarding when you get to actually feel like the person that you see in the cinematic trailers. Yeah, it's a big difference when they give you the power that you're basically craving for. So Black Myth needs a lot of work. It needs some polishing. Their armor needs to be reworked. Some of their weapons need to be reworked. Their elemental system definitely needs to be worked on, because basically there is basically no way for you to apply status effect on anybody. There's no way. There's no staff that gives you any of that. And the only way you're doing that is within the transformation. And by the time you transform back into Daquan, his name's not even Wukong anymore, the elemental procs, it doesn't mean anything, because you're not going to be able to sustain it with your staff. So yeah, it needs a lot of work. And just number one sense, like, just please give us the Wukong stance. What is wrong with y'all?